No.
Like that can
There's
jump.
a law of large numbers.
Yes.
There is no law of small numbers.
Right. Yeah. But we want it to be.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
really
it's
want
like,
it to
well,
be.
I close this many when I run 24. This is my average. Therefore, I should be able to
Yes.
close this many on 15. It doesn't work that way.
So, Chris, let me ask you this. When you were in the field full time, what was your number of leads and what type did you run?
Direct mail, for the most part. Did some digi leads, the dig leads.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, those dig leads rock. When I did direct mail, it was 20 to 25. I know you had a hard line on your lead number.
I did, yeah. Yeah, so you're 20 to 25
fluctuate.
in this final expense. you
Yeah,
know.
and digital, it's 30 to 35 digital.
Uh-huh.
I felt like that was a good number for me.
Why do you think there's more as far as your number of digital than the direct mail?
I think, this is my perception from running digital leads. People are active.
Mhm.
They're probably working still. They're at a different level in their life. So catching them when they're home is a little different. You know, if you're door knocking them,
And if you're calling them, you just don't have as much opportunity to work with that.
right. Yes.
I'm pointing to Chris's face for those of you who are listening on Spotify or Apple.
This is the
Yeah.
door opener.
Chris doesn't have the opportunity to work with his sweet, beautiful face.
And I'm working with my scratchy voice.
So then he has to work with his voice only. And so
Yeah.
you get a few more hang-ups. You get a few more quick cuts, that drop off. And there's obviously ways that you can level up that side of your business as well. But there will be a tendency for a few more to fall off before you get an opportunity to have the conversation. So that's
Roger,
probably why you
what was your
came up.
magic number?
When I started out, I was doing direct mail. I started out with 20, and I realized that wasn't enough. I moved it up to 30. Then that became too much. And then once, of course, now I'm 3 months in, I'm really getting into a stride. I dropped it back down to 15 to 18 a week. And then I was realizing I needed to squeeze every opportunity out of every lead. And then I was spending more time going back, circling back, spending more time in every home, and still sometimes not getting a sale because I'm pushing I'm pushing somebody who doesn't identify a need or establish a want, and I'm trying to elicit it out of them. I'm in there for an hour and a half, and I still walk out. And I'm like, I need to move my lead order back up to 24 so I can find that sweet spot. So it went back up to 24.
Let me ask you a
direct
question.
mail.
It's not, and this is the thing I see with that, okay? It's not so much, I guess it's kind of, it's exponential. It doesn't work like, hey, if I cut down, I don't know how I'm trying to say this. It's not 1-to-1. Like one lead produces this much
No.
AP.
No.
Like that can
There's a
jump.
law of large numbers.
Yes.
There is no law of small numbers.
Right. Yeah. But we want it to be.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
really
it's
want
like,
it
well,
to
I
be.
close this many when I run 24. This is my average. Therefore, I should be able to
Yes.
close this many on 15. It doesn't work that way because, what if the last 4 leads of the batch of your 24
Correct.
were the ones with the big apps in it? Well,
Yes.
you don't know that,
Mhm.
right? It's like, Zach, you've talked about before when you're with agents and they're trying to figure out which ones to call first or which leads to go see first. And they're like, well, I'm categorizing these because I think these will be home. And you're like, well, just tell me which ones are going to be the apps, and we'll go see them
just
first.
go see them.
We'll go see those first. Well, there's no way to determine that.
Right.
So, yeah, once you cut back on your lead flow, you're really limiting your opportunity. For me, when I was doing Facebook leads, over the phone sales, I was about 30 to 35 is what I was for a week, for a good week's production. And that's to hit, somewhere between 4,000 and 8,000 in production in AP a week. To hit those numbers, you need about 30 to 35 leads.
So it's pretty simple. Roger, you were up, down, up, and then down, and then up again as far as your lead flow?
It actually was a pretty quick cycle. I mean, it was 20, I went up, I went back down to 18, and then I went right back to 24.
Yeah,
that all happened in about a 4-month span.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to find my stride.
Right.
After that, I locked it in at about 24.
And the
direct mail
activity's
leads a
the
week.
same. Like whether it's door knocks or phone calls. Like if here's an example for me, when I talk to agents about their lead flow and they're saying, 15 works for me. I love 15, I'm stuck on 15. I wish I was 15, like all these numbers, like they just fall in love with a number.
I had a really nice girlfriend when I was 15.
Yes. And
There was this really cute guy I liked when I was 15.
the thing that I see with that is the thing they aren't considering. Okay, if you're door knocking, then you're creating more drive time because you don't have other leads to fill in the gap there, right? And if you're making phone calls, then you're limiting yourself on the number of people who will answer the phone.
Well,
simple
if you're door knocking
math.
and you have only 15, 16, 17 leads, whatever it is, like the likelihood of the mail house and the group you're working with giving you all those in a consolidated area within 2 or 3
Correct.
zip codes
Yeah.
is like rare. So you're going to have 2 in this one little town, another 3 over here, another 2 on the way. One's 25 minutes north of there. It's just all spread out. It's just a mess. So
Yeah, consolidation is efficiency, and that's important.
Absolutely.
And it's the same issue with the phone call. If you've only got 15 leads you're going to be calling those same 15 numbers. Are they home yet? Are they home yet? Are they home yet?
Yeah.
And not giving yourself the opportunities to win or fill in those gaps.
the good thing about telesales is that if you don't reach them, you can put them in the hopper for next week's cycle
Yes.
again. You can put them back in and rework those into your weekend set. And if you're using a CRM or a dialer, you just pull all those leads up, load them in. And, if you're like a lot of agents who like to work a region at a time, so their speak becomes common, because if you're working in certain counties or certain states, like you want to be able to reference. Even a good agent will reference funeral homes, will reference points, landmarks,
great,
and
man.
points of
Love
interest, because they want to show that they're knowledgeable in the area. So if you're working a geographic area with telesales, you can load those back in by zip code or by area into your dialer, and you can work those again.
And you can throw in that Alabama accent that you love to use.
Yeah, which Zach is really good at, so I'll defer to him on that.
Yeah. Y'all seen that water?
No, that's Louisiana. I think that was Louisiana.
that's all
You went
I'm
a little
saying.
You got it
further
mixed
south.
up, bro.
Water.
My bad. So before we get too carried away here, let's reel this back in, because we got a lot of listeners and they still have some of these questions, and
Some of them already dropped off.
some of I hope not. But the whole point is to help understand what is the best for them. So let's break down some of these factors that they can think about, and to help them determine what is the proper type of lead, what is the proper amount of lead, the area of lead. So when we look at the factors, Chris, what's the first factor we're really looking at?
Hey, Austin here with Life Insurance Academy. We hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's somewhere around here. But hit the subscribe button. We got a lot more videos coming for you. In fact, this video is just a little snippet of the full podcast episode. So if you want to hear the full conversation and dive into those great tips to grow your business, click on the link in the description or search Life Insurance Academy wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, Pandora, they're everywhere. But thanks so much. We'll see you in the next video or on the podcast. See ya.